Hello, and thank you for tuning in. My name is Nehru, and what I would like to talk about is human emotions and what do we do with them. I heard something recently that sparked this opportunity, and just it is most beings in human form are not handling their emotions in the best way possible. We all handle our emotions, okay? It's like money management, okay? We all money manage. It's just a matter of whether or not it's done in excellence or if it's done in poor efforts, okay? So your emotions, anxiety, stress, worry, uh, excitement, joy, um, elation, sorrow, all of these emotions. What are we supposed to do with these emotions and why do we have them? Okay, why do we have them? What are we supposed to do with them? Okay, how can we utilize our emotions as a tool to be an indicator, because that's what they are. Emotions are indicators to where we are, where we're going, the choices we did make, the choices we need to make. Okay, that's what the emotions are for. Okay, I was speaking with someone that I met yesterday whose name is Norma. Okay, so in Los Angeles on my way to Hong Kong, I met a Nora. Okay, and then just yesterday, I met a Norma. Nora is from Missouri. Norma is from Zimbabwe. Okay, the country in Africa. Okay, okay, confirmation. All right, three squats. Okay, so Norma from Zimbabwe. Okay, she was talking to me about her friends and how uh, her friends, they bring their companions around her, new boyfriends, and all of that. Um, and she said um, she has noticed that anytime that they ask her about their opinion about her or them, excuse me, that for by far and large, she's been correct. Whether that was yes, they're good, or their energy or whatever. She didn't use the words energy. She told me that she was a Christian, um, and yeah, okay. So, and I shared with her that that is your intuition, your gut feeling. That is your intuition. Thank you, Crow. Thank you, ancestor spirit. Yeah. Okay. So, um, what are we supposed to do with these emotions? Why did Most High give us emotions, give us a heart to feel and to express? What are we supposed to do with these things? Okay? And when is it okay to act out of them or through them, and when is it not okay? Okay. So it is okay to act in your emotions when the expression is positive. Okay? And you might be surprised to hear me say that it is also okay at times when your emotions are aggressive, and it is okay to act in those cases. Okay? A boxer, okay, would not be able to accomplish what they're able to accomplish. Yeah, a professional boxer, not the dog breed, not the fur baby, would not be able to accomplish what they're able to accomplish if they did not in some way tap into their emotions. Okay, when you think about other athletes, my first thought goes to Kobe Bryant. Okay, the Mamba. Okay, and if he was not able to to channel that Mamba energy, okay? Because he went through a sort of awakening too after he went through the whole thing with Vanessa and being unfaithful to her and the lawsuit, and then his energetic conflicts with Shaquille O'Neal and that sort of thing, right? As a part of the Los Angeles Lakers in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. So you can alchemize and use these emotions and turn them into something amazing and fantastic. But that requires a lot of effort. I wouldn't say a little effort. That requires a lot of effort on your part, a lot of focus. Okay, you practice 3-4 times a day. It takes a lot of focus. I remember when I started going through my dark night of the soul and all of the emotions that I was feeling, there were days of sobbing, okay? There were days of enclosure, meaning I did not even get out of bed. At one point, I did not get out of bed for 3 days. I did not eat for those 3 days. And all I did was drink water, and I only did that to protect the third kidney that I received on 7/7 of 2017 by divine order. So otherwise, I would not have even drank water. I wanted to be faithful over that. And the 19-year-old whose family was generous, okay, and believed in sowing seed, okay. So your emotions, if you've tuned into me for any length of time, you've seen me express my emotions on this channel because of the gaslighting, the doppelganging, the gang stalking. You've seen that, okay? As you know, I don't apologize for any of that because, and there have been times when I did apologize when I really spoke from a bitter place. I have apologized for that. But far and large, again, I do not apologize for what I say. In part because I do not believe in politically correctness. I don't believe in that. I believe in a straightforward punch in the nose type of mentality. And maybe you don't that. Maybe the situation doesn't require a punch in the nose, but it requires a straightforward approach, and that's always a straightforward, honest approach. Okay? So with your emotions, how do you alchemize anxiety? Okay? So some of the ways that I've learned to alchemize anxiety is through the arts. Okay? So drawing, painting, music, poems, lyrics, okay, dance, okay? These are ways that you can alchemize anxiety, okay? I often speak about autistic children and children who have been diagnosed improperly with ADHD and these other man-made congregated whatevers, okay, that man has put together, okay? This smorgasbord, this smorgasbord of illnesses, okay? Looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, of illnesses and diagnoses that are really improperly diagnosed conditions. Okay? So an autistic child, that's not an illness. An autistic child floats between realms more frequently and more often, more easily than most humans. And that's an autistic child. So when an autistic child is sitting there and they start rocking back and forth and they're like, right? Or whatever they're tapping in, okay? They're tapping in, okay? So we need to allow them to do that. That is a way that they're alchemizing whatever it is that they're feeling around them, okay? Again, I have no degree, okay, in the earthly realm. I have no paperwork. Well, I have a certified Reiki Master Healing certification. But outside of that, I have no degree. Okay. I was able to be a tax accountant in Florida for 13 years, or in that field, bookkeeper, accounting manager, those titles. And that was my favor, and also because I became ill and in my first semester of my junior year, and I had to go on dialysis. Okay, and so alchemizing the energy can be done in a number of ways. Okay, I mentioned the arts. Okay, that also includes building. Okay. That you're likely to serve. I know that there is, but okay. So today's word is paciferous, and I put a definition on in the community tab. I posted a definition. It's 11:16 on the video timer. I posted a definition for paciferous. Okay. Paciferous means of a peaceful nature, having a peaceful continence, confirmation. Okay? So you and I, each day that our spirit raises this physical body, we should awaken in a paciferous, or with a paciferous type of outlook and approach. Okay, peaceful. Yesterday is no more, today is brand new, and tomorrow isn't here yet. Today is the present, it's a drift. It's a present, the present. Okay? One of the key ways that I see that we can alchemize our emotions is by being our authentic self. Okay, so recognizing when it's not a good day to go outside, just because that's not where your energy is. Even though your friends are crying, peers are crying, they're, why don't you go out? You don't go out anymore. You don't go out as often. You don't go to the club. Whatever. And again, there's nothing wrong with those things. But again, in living your authentic self, you will definitely have ebb and flows about how life is and what you need to do in certain seasons. Because again, to every day turn. There is a season, turn. And to every a time to be born, a time to die, a time to reap, a time to sow, a time to rest, a time for the show. Right? So there's a time and a season for everything. Okay? And so we need to allow the seasons to reveal, to share, to expose, to heal what it is that the seasons come to reveal, show, heal, and expose. Okay? So alchemizing your energy or alchemizing your emotions into something positive. Again, taking that autistic child. They may be an artist. Okay? They may be an architect. Okay? But allowing them to freely express themselves, okay, through their paciferous nature, through their peaceful nature. Okay? And again, this is for adults too, right? Adults they're autistic adults, right? What have you. So, let's do it today. Again, this is all that matters in the moment. Let's do good for today with alchemizing the emotions. The emotions that are negative, the emotions that are not serving you well. If you are angry, bitter, upset, again, I felt it all. Okay, rage, fierceness, ferociousness, depression, suicidal tendencies. I felt it all. Okay, again, at one point, I had swallowed, on 2 different occasions actually, I swallowed, no, one occasion I swallowed, I don't even know, some 50 something pills. Okay, they were all the same pill, right? Nothing happened. When I was being tormented, I would say. Okay, that's what it was. Again, one of the clearest indicators in this current space and time that we are in is that the majority are still blocked off to hearing the truth. That this is not just some physical journey. You are not a human being having a spiritual experience. We have always been spiritual beings here from time to time, multiple times, having a human experience. H-U apostrophe M-A-N, a human experience. Originally, it was just a man experience, but then the Anunnaki and Nephilim and all of that, and they added the human experience, the huge part of the experience to me, which I'm getting is decimation. Decimation. Ooh. All right. Okay. Again, Divine's having me share words of the day for the last 2 days on the community tab. So, yeah, decimation, desecration. Okay? So the majority of the earth still today, they have yet to see the coming of the Lord. They have yet to see it. Okay? Because they do not believe. And they do not believe because the constraints of 3D society has taken over the function of the human in this place. Okay? Has taken over. So the majority of the 7 point how many ever billion people on this planet today, they prioritize their human needs, okay, and desires over their higher good. And again, as I say, the definition of sin is simply going against your higher good. Okay, your higher self. Your higher self is not a stealer, liar, cheater, scammer, scum, pedophile, rapist, okay, molester. That's not the higher self. Okay? That's the lowest self. That is the human experience. So, as you go about your day today, understand, as I watch a gentleman give homage to highest divine white light, okay, on a balcony with his sages and his incense, I'm watching him, okay, as he gives homage to the divine creator. And it doesn't matter what they call them, it doesn't matter. Babylon accepts their libation. That's all that matters. Okay. It's 1909 on the video time. Current time in Malaysia is 11:14. Okay. So, thank you so much as always for tuning in. Again, to all of you that are a supporter of the channel with your likes and your shares, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate you and all that you do to help me. I do not have money contribution links and all of that sort of thing, okay? Because what I do, I don't do it for that, okay? I did not create the channel Okay, and I am not who I am for money. Okay, again, that's the human experience. Okay, it's nice to be able to afford things, and I'll be glad when I'm getting more than what I'm getting. Okay, but that's not the focus. Okay, because at some point someone has to step up, like a few that we've seen in the past: Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Nelson Mandela, yeah, Alexander the Great. At some point there has to be someone, why am I getting Ulysses? There has to be someone who stands up for what is actually right. Someone who doesn't sweep priests that grape under the rug, but they expose them. Someone who doesn't ignore the crimes. Ooh, and I just got someone who doesn't ignore the similitudes. So it's going to be interesting when we get to the third book of Hermas that talks about the similitudes. Again, I do not read these canonical texts in advance, so I see as you see when I am reading them. Okay? And again, apologies for the bad video for the most recent one. I did not realize that until I had posted. Okay? It looked clear through the phone. Okay? Camera. So thank you so much as always again for tuning in. My name is Nehru. If you would like to get in touch with me, you can do so via email at theencourager333@gmail.com. I am on Instagram. And you can find me at Instagram at theencourager333. And you can find me on LinkedIn at Ascended Master. Okay? Thank you so much as always for tuning in. Do not forget to cleanse your energy. If you have the opportunity, again, go near water and don't forget to drink your water, because that helps with the flow. It helps with the flow of your blood physically, but it also helps with digestion. It helps with energetic flows. Okay, when you think about sludge, okay, what does water do to sludge? It loosens it up, allows it to flow. Okay, so the sludge, yeah, okay, let's continue to wash that out, rinse that out. Okay, again, yesterday I was speaking to some spirit being, and the last thing she said, she was sharing a lot with me, but the last thing she said was, all right now, guess I'll get back in here and finish these dishes. That was the last thing that spirit being said to me. And again, I got Della Reese energy. You take that as it resonates. Okay? I don't know Della Reese's numerology this lifetime. Okay? Meaning birthday and ascension or passing. I don't know which one it was for her. Okay? But yeah, and Della Reese has always reminded me of an aunt. I say auntie. Yeah. So, thank you so much as always, and be encouraged.